It's becoming one of the most talked about trends online. A simple at-home remedy that's helping people shed pounds, all while they sleep. With thousands of success stories flooding social media, this viral bedtime tonic is being hailed as the easiest weight loss breakthrough of the decade. We sent our correspondent to speak with one woman whose story is gaining traction online.
After trying just about every diet out there, I was not expecting much. I mean, losing weight while you sleep? It sounded way too good to be true. But I decided to try the recipe for myself, mixing it up before bed. Within a week, I'd lost 7 pounds. I didn't change what I ate. I was still enjoying all of my favorite foods. 3 months in, and I've lost 76 pounds. I feel amazing. I've got energy again, and I finally feel like myself.
And she's not alone. Our investigation uncovered hundreds of similar stories. People of all ages losing weight in their sleep, all thanks to this unusual nighttime tonic. Dr. Catherine Parks, a board-certified endocrinologist at UCLA, shared her thoughts after looking into the formula.
I took a close look at this, and I have to say the science behind it is pretty interesting. These natural compounds seem to work in a similar way to what we see with popular weight loss medications like Ozempic, but without any of the harsh side effects. We've known for a while that good sleep is important for your health, but using sleep to help your body burn fat, that's something researchers are just starting to explore. And this formula might be one of the first to really tap into that.
What I'm about to share with you goes against everything you've ever been told about weight loss. In fact, my story is extremely embarrassing and humiliating for me to tell, but I believe God has given me the strength, as it led to my discovery of a bedtime weight loss hack so confidential and secretive that it's being deliberately kept from you. A weight loss shortcut so powerful that without a single diet or exercise routine, in just weeks, Sarah Ellington, a 44-year-old mom of 3 from Nashville, Tennessee, was able to melt away 67 pounds of unsightly stubborn fat from her face, belly, arms, hips, and thighs, transforming her from looking like this to this. The sexy, toned body she had in her early 20s was back, as she effortlessly slipped into figure-hugging dresses, aches and pains vanished from her body, and her energy and confidence at an all-time high. Even her skin looked different. It had a new youthful glow about it and looked much tighter and smoother, leaving her friends and family speechless and every overweight man and woman desperate to know her secret. And it's not just Sarah. This powerful fat-melting ritual has helped transform the lives of tens of thousands of men and women around the world, including her husband Andy, who woke up 4 pounds lighter the very first night, and over the weeks that followed, lost 37 pounds of ugly fat from his belly, face, arms, and back, revealing his toned torso for the first time in 20 years, all while eating all their favorite foods every day. Things like brownies, ice cream, pizza, spaghetti, and donuts. But I get if you're a little skeptical. I completely understand. Because as unbelievable as this sounds, it's entirely possible with this safe and simple bedtime diet hack you can do at home right now. And don't worry, it's got nothing to do with slaving away countless hours in the gym, doing workouts you hate, intermittent fasting, depriving yourself of carbs and sugar, or any of the other latest dieting fads. In fact, it flies in the face of everything you thought you knew about weight loss. You see, despite what we've been led to believe, the real root cause of your stubborn belly fat is not your fault. How do I know this? Because my name's Andy Ellington, Sarah's husband, and in the next 3 minutes and 17 seconds, you'll discover why everything you thought you knew about weight and fat loss was one big lie. You'll be shocked and angry when you hear from a big pharma whistleblower who breaks his code of silence and reveals the real root cause of your slow metabolism and accelerated aging. Because scientists from places like Harvard, Yale, and Stanford all agree that this one simple hack decreases obesity, slows down aging, and improves health, yet over 95% of people are deficient of, especially as you age, meaning that keeping the pounds off long-term is almost impossible, even with diet and exercise. Fear not, though, because using a simple but very powerful secret that was revealed by an Indonesian scientist over 9,000 miles away, you can flip your body from fat storage to a fat-burning furnace overnight. This weight loss hack, passed down from generation to generation by the elders of a remote Indonesian village, effortlessly melts away inches from even those most stubborn areas, the ones that always seemed immune no matter how hard you dieted, leaving you not only with a firm, smooth, and toned body, but more importantly, supporting a healthy heart, joints, blood pressure, and sugar levels, saving the life of me and my wife and tens of thousands of others. Moms, dads, grandparents, brothers, sisters, cousins, and friends from 5 pounds to 200 pounds overweight whose diet and exercise plans have failed.
I lost 60 pounds. Not only do I feel physically lighter, but mentally too. I found myself embracing life with a newfound enthusiasm. Honestly, I think this is the happiest I've ever felt. Before I knew it, I was down 42 pounds and I hadn't even changed a single thing I ate. I don't even worry about how I look in front of others. It's like my confidence has gone through the roof because people now say I look more youthful and radiant.
In just 2 months, I experienced a complete body transformation. I'm down 4 dress sizes and I actually feel sexy again for the first time in decades.
Physically, I feel like I'm a new person. I am more active, flexible, have higher energy levels. Emotionally, I have gained a new level of confidence, self-esteem, and I finally feel comfortable in my own skin. I would say the overall impact of my well-being is unmeasurable.
The speed at which I saw the weight melt away was truly incredible. My blood sugar levels are stable, my energy levels are through the roof. It was the best thing I've ever done for myself.
I receive hundreds of success stories like these from countless others who have experienced similar life-changing results from this simple bedtime ritual. And just as I've helped them, I can't wait to help you too. Imagine no longer having to worry about what your partner really thinks when they see you naked but are too polite to tell you, and the anxiety you feel when people watch you eating. No more worries about sudden heart attacks, diabetes, or aching joints. Instead, you'll be able to eat whatever you want, whenever you want, without guilt or shame. Hiking, gardening, playing with the kids or grandkids will become enjoyable again. Joints feel smooth and lubricated, cellulite disappears, hair becomes thick and strong, and skin noticeably more youthful. And because this natural hack combats the real root cause of your stubborn belly fat, once it's gone, it stays off forever. So no more worrying about your weight yo-yoing up and down like it used to in the past, or which pants are going to fit you in a month or a year from now. And I guarantee you never heard about this solution before, because the truth is, you've been purposefully lied to. That's because the $192 billion weight loss industry will never tell you that there's a quick, easy, and natural way to burn belly fat and curb hunger. Because its only purpose is to separate you from your hard-earned money. They don't care that it doesn't work. In fact, they don't want it to work. They want to keep you fat, keeping you a customer for life. The last thing they want is for you to discover the secret I'm about to reveal. But time is ticking, and I don't know how much longer we have. So please stop everything you are doing right now and watch this video until the very end. In the following band presentation, you'll be shocked when you discover the real reason you can't lose weight that has nothing to do with your genetics, gender, what you eat, or when you eat it, or anything else that you've been told. And the reason that some people stay slim no matter what they eat and always look great in that figure-hugging dress or suit, while you starve yourself, spend hours on the treadmill, and still can't shed a single pound. You'll be amazed when you discover the bedtime ritual that destroys fat cells overnight and the exact step-by-step breakdown so you can start right away at home. You'll be disgusted when you realize some of the biggest weight loss experts are actually feeding you and millions of others information that's supposed to make you thinner, but instead increases hunger, slows metabolism, and enlarges fat cells every time you do them. Plus, I'll share scientific studies from prestige universities to show how and why this bedtime ritual works. Plus, a few very shocking revelations along the way that you are going to want to see. Now is the time to cut loose from the chains of being fat once and for all. Are you ready? Hi, as I mentioned earlier, my name's Andy Ellington. I'm not a doctor, nutritionist, or social media influencer. Instead, I'm a 44-year-old retired staff sergeant, father of 3 wonderful kids, and live with my wife Sarah in Nashville, Tennessee. In 2008, I was on a routine patrol in Iraq that quickly turned into a very dangerous and frightening full-on firefight, leaving many of my colleagues badly injured, some critically. I tell you this because I know what it's like to lose control. Just like a routine patrol can turn in the blink of an eye into a deadly situation, so can your body. And that's what happened to my wife and me, and probably you too. It all started over 20 years ago. We were high school sweethearts and both extremely athletic. Like most young people, we took our health for granted, enjoying life and everything that came with it. Sure, we were young, but we knew we wanted to spend the rest of our lives together. So at just 22, we decided to marry. Then, at 27 years old, Sarah fell pregnant with our son Thomas. During her pregnancy, she put on around 30 pounds, which after he was born came off faster than it went on. A few meals skipped, some steady cardio, and just like that, it was gone. 8 years later, she fell pregnant with our second, Annabelle, and this time she gained a lot more weight, 60 pounds to be exact. She had become obese with a BMI of over 38, and our family doctor confirmed what we already suspected. Sarah had to lose weight or possibly suffer serious health issues or worse. But this time, it was different. What had worked for her before stopped working, and the fat wouldn't budge. I mean, she tried everything, and we spent thousands. Keto, paleo, Atkins, vegetarian, vegan, juicing, fasting, hypnosis, yoga, Zumba, and even acupuncture. You name it, she's tried it. Heck, we even bought her a stepper machine, but her weight was too much, and it just brought more pain to her knees and back. Sure, some of them worked for a while, but the problem was, like so many others, Sarah couldn't stick to any of them, even though her life was on the line. And with every failure, she turned to comfort foods. Ben & Jerry's, chocolate, pizza, and the vicious cycle continued, leaving her racked with guilt and angry with herself for giving in. We were never intimate anymore, and to be honest, our marriage was hanging by a thread. There was no fun or excitement like the old times, just tension and misery from both sides. The years went by, but nothing changed. Instead of losing weight, she was now 70 pounds heavier and in chronic pain all the time. She got dressed in private, tried to hide her figure with huge tent-like shawls, and avoided mirrors like the plague. Her self-esteem collapsed, and our relationship suffered badly. We rarely saw friends anymore and never ate out for fear of judgment. Sarah used to comment on all the sexy toned women she saw. Why can't I be skinny and toned like all the other women that eat whatever they want? Look at me, she screamed, grabbing the fat around her belly. You never look at me the way you used to. And although I tried telling her she was wrong, I knew deep down that she wasn't. You see, I know what you're going through because I saw Sarah live this nightmare every day. 4 months later, my deepest fear was realized. I was upstairs when I heard her scream. "Sarah, are you okay?" I shouted down, but there was no reply. I ran to the top of the stairs, and that's when I saw her. Her lifeless body slumped in a heap at the bottom. The weight had taken its toll, and she had blacked out while trying to climb the staircase, or at least that's what she had told the doctors and me. I knew she was lucky to be alive. Research shows that overweight men are 67% more likely to have a heart attack, stroke, heart failure, or cardiovascular death. And women had 85% higher odds compared to normal weight peers. Scary stuff, isn't it? That night, as I sat beside her hospital bed, staring at the walls and feeling my heart constrict in my chest, I felt angry and ashamed. Angry at the weight loss gurus that had promised the earth and delivered nothing but drain our bank account. And ashamed that I hadn't been able to do more to help. I imagined life without Sarah and the devastation it would cause to our family, our kids. It was at that very moment I vowed I'd do whatever it takes. I was determined to find a way to help her get healthy again. But right now, we needed a miracle. I couldn't face life without her, and I knew our kids would never be the same again if she died. We spent the night together praying as a family by her bedside. And that night, our prayers were answered. Sarah made an incredible recovery. What happened next was the most bizarre and eye-opening moment of my life. But it set me on the path to discovering a potent weight loss hack that we needed and you need too. I was passing time in the hospital when I saw a very interesting article in one of the medical journal magazines. "The cure for obesity is already here," was the headline, and the author, Professor Anwar, a former advisor to one of the largest weight loss supplement manufacturers in the world, he claimed the whole weight loss industry was a fraudulent lie and that he already knew how to reverse obesity, but was being prevented from sharing the secret with people due to threats and legal action from his previous employer, huge blue-chip companies, and even governments. He went on to reveal he had already spent a small fortune fighting lawsuits in his quest to reveal the biggest weight loss secret of the last century. The article was fascinating, and I wanted to find out more. I had to speak to him, and after weeks of research, calls, and emails, I managed to track him down, and he agreed to meet me. He was an extremely clever man, softly spoken yet quick-witted. He told me of his life as a scientist on a little-known tropical paradise in Papua New Guinea called the Nukumanu Islands, before moving away to become the lead advisor for one of the biggest weight loss manufacturers in the world. Did you know that Nukumanu has one of the most diverse and amazing ecosystems in the world, with more than 500 of the most potent and miraculous plants growing in the lush mountains and reefs? In fact, Nukumanu herbal products have been used as remedies for many medical problems, including stroke, heart disease, mental disorders, and respiratory diseases such as bronchitis and even the common cold. And as he told me more about the wonders of his home island, the more we both opened up. I talked about Sarah's health problems and what the doctors had said. She's tried everything to keep the weight off, but nothing seems to work. My eyes filled with tears, and then I broke down. I'm so scared I'm going to lose her. I'm not sure if I could go on. Her health is declining so fast that I don't think we have much time left. Please, tell me your secret. Professor Anwar's face went totally serious. He seemed hesitant at first, but he could see I was in so much pain and that I'd pretty much given up all hope. He took a deep breath and told me something that chilled me to the bone. A shocking secret that he'd been forced to keep quiet about for years. "What you have to understand is that it's not Sarah's fault," he said. "You know those massive corporations, the ones who sell you healthy shakes, meals, and exercise plans? They know full well that they don't work. All of the countless medical studies make this abundantly clear to anyone who has bothered to look, and I assure you they have looked. You see the whole industry as a giant fraud because they never address the actual underlying problem of obesity. I mean, you might shrink your fat cells for a short time, but soon after you will pile it back on again, plus a bit more." A recent study by an Australian university followed 17,000 people using popular diets such as keto, Weight Watchers, and Atkins. After 6 months, only a tiny fraction had lost weight, and a massive 67% were actually heavier than when they started. Worse still, dieting can actually be dangerous, including increased risk of heart disease, long-lasting negative impacts on metabolism, thinning hair, and osteoporosis. And unfortunately, a slow metabolism can be permanent. A recent study showed that after stopping dieting, your metabolism can be damaged. This means you now have to eat even less to maintain the same weight, said Professor Anwar. The truth is, slim people don't diet. They don't have to. And in just a moment, I'll reveal the simple yet extraordinarily powerful reason why, backed up by hundreds of medical studies, as well as the bedtime shortcut you can use today for yourself and take back control of your weight. I mean, how often do you hear that to lose the fat you must grind away hour upon hour of tedious exercise? The thinking goes that exercise helps you burn calories, so it helps you lose weight. While this may sound like logical sense, it simply isn't true. A study published in the American Journal of Medicine that reviewed and analyzed 14 randomized controlled trials of over 1,800 people concluded that isolated aerobic exercise is not an effective weight loss therapy in obese or overweight patients. This is thought to be due to people tending to vastly overestimate how much energy they actually burn, so end up overcompensating and actually eat more. Excessive exercise also causes an increase in cortisol, also known as the stress hormone, which has been shown to encourage fat storage, particularly around the belly and face. So, in other words, all those hours of grinding away hour upon boring hour on the exercise cycle can actually be for nothing, even though that's exactly what most trainers and weight loss companies recommend. The average dieter spends over $110,000 during their lifetime trying to lose weight, and almost half of all Americans are considered obese. It's a multi-billion-dollar business that they will do anything to protect, said Professor Anwar. Because although it's hard to believe, you've been purposefully lied to. These factors have no influence whatsoever on the long-term number on your scale. I felt sick imagining the multi-millionaire CEOs of these companies enjoying their riches at the expense of people like Sarah and even you. Professor Anwar paused for a second. Look, I can see you are desperate. He pulled out a pen and started writing a list of herbs and spices. What is this? I questioned. It's the answer to your problems. I cannot go into specifics because I've been silenced by big corporations and even governments, he said nervously. I'm not supposed to be telling you this, but I can't allow them to keep this from the people that need it the most anymore. We don't have obesity in the Nukumanu Islands. It's not even in our vocabulary, and this is why. Just stir a heaped spoonful of the blue mixture into a cup of water and drink it before you go to bed. You will sleep like a baby. Now I have to go. They may be watching me. As soon as the professor left, I quickly started researching this bizarre recipe. First was valerian root, a miraculous superfood native to the Nukumanu Islands. Valerian root has been used in traditional Indonesian medicine to treat anxiety, headaches, and abdominal pain for centuries. But more importantly, it's one of the most clinically studied herbs in the world for sleep disorders. A 2018 study published in Science Direct found that it helped promote NREM sleep, the type of sleep where your body repairs and heals itself, by a massive 53%. And in 2011, a high-quality clinical study found that valerian root significantly improved sleep quality in postmenopausal women. This got me thinking. Sarah had always complained about being tired and exhausted her whole adult life, and I had assumed it was just due to her size. But the more I began researching, the more shocking it got. Because it's estimated that over half of all Americans have some type of undiagnosed sleep disorder. And a lack of sleep does more than just make you look and feel like crap. Scientific studies have shown that it actually causes more harm than smoking in the long term. But what does sleep have to do with weight loss? I had no idea until I dug deeper and struck gold. A study from the Department of Nutritional Sciences and Dietetics at Hellenic University found that sleep-deprived dieters lost 55% less fat than a well-rested dieter eating the same amount of calories. A second study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that when people were starved of sleep, late-night snacking increased, and they were more likely to choose high-carb snacks. Two pooled studies, the largest of their kind, 634,511 participants and 197,906 participants found one common factor in every overweight man and woman: lack of sleep. Another study concluded that older adults who had disrupted sleep increased their risk of obesity by 40%. And another study by the Sleep Medicine Clinic concluded that poor sleep resulted in an increase in appetite and an inability to control hunger, resulting in obesity. And even though you may think you are sleeping well, your body may not be falling into the deep restorative sleep needed to sustain a healthy weight and toned physique. As I dug deeper, I uncovered study after study, all saying the same thing. Disrupted sleep results in obesity, even if you are starving yourself and exercising religiously. You see, your lack of quality sleep is the real root cause of your unexplained belly fat and accelerated aging, and puts you at much higher risk of heart disease, cancer, stroke, diabetes, and depression. But don't start booking your flight to Nukumanu Island to harvest some valerian root yet. because second on Professor Anwar's list was a magical substance, Humulus Lupulus, commonly referred to as hops, a fast-climbing perennial used in Eastern medicine for centuries to improve digestion, skin quality, treat inflammation, and even improve sexual performance. But the best part, a study published in the Journal of Sleep Disorders and Therapy showed that Humulus Lupulus aided in natural nocturnal sleep patterns. Can you imagine the power of combining Valyan Root and Humulus Lupulus together? But that's not all, because next on the list was Griffonia simplicifolia, an exotic seed from the Nukumanu Islands that contains 5-hydroxytryptophan, or 5-HTP for short, a powerful natural chemical that scientists have found, yes, you guessed it, helped promote a restful night's sleep. 5-HTP also has a positive effect on mood, anxiety, and appetite, with several studies showing it can substantially aid weight loss by increasing feelings of fullness and satiety. Recently, Dr. Oz featured 5-HTP on his show as a powerful weight loss supplement and appetite suppressant. Next was Spirulina, a vivid blue superalgae. Spirulina was successfully used by NASA as a dietary supplement for astronauts on space missions as one of the most powerful, concentrated foods available to mankind for strengthening the immune system and removing toxins from the body. Studies published in the British Medical Journal show that supplementing with Spirulina can reduce blood glucose levels, lower blood pressure, improve cholesterol levels, increase feelings of fullness, and reduce obesity. And finally, Berberine, a naturally occurring compound used in traditional Eastern medicine for decades. Over 2,800 clinical studies show Berberine's amazing ability to reduce blood sugar, increase weight loss, lower cholesterol, and treat insomnia, with several doctors stating that Berberine outperforms Valium as a natural sleep aid. It was all starting to make sense to me, but one thing still bothered me. Why was it that when we were younger, we could eat whatever we wanted and never gain a pound? It couldn't be as simple as old age, because 40 years ago, pretty much everyone was thin, and nowadays we have obese children and teenagers. And then it all fell into place. I came across a little-known obesity study at the Simón Bolívar University in Barranquilla, Colombia, that tracked students that used mobile phones. Researchers found participating men and women were 63.9% more likely to be overweight and 57.4% more likely to be obese, with all at a higher risk of heart disease. And the deeper I dug, the more I found. Study after study linking the blue light emitted from mobile devices, laptops, and computers with sleep disruption and obesity. Could this be the cause of Sarah's unexplained weight gain and the reason Professor Anwar's research was being held back by multi-billion-dollar companies? Because if this information got out, it could wreak havoc on the industry. I needed the help of an expert, so I tracked down the leading sleep and anti-aging specialist in the country, Dr. Henry Stokes. He usually worked with celebrities, movie stars, and pro athletes, and I must tell you, it cost me an arm and a leg, but I had to get to the bottom of this, so went ahead anyway. Our initial consultation was great, and he explained how it's impossible to know if someone has a disrupted sleep pattern just from a physical examination. He wanted to monitor Sarah's sleep with a sophisticated device she had to wear at night for 1 week. I had to laugh because she looked like some kind of cyborg, but we needed the data. And after 7 nights, we returned to Dr. Henry for the results. So I have your results here, and you are correct. Sarah's body almost never enters into the deep sleep pattern needed to repair damaged cells. It's actually one of the worst cases I've seen, he said. It's no wonder Sarah hadn't been able to lose any weight no matter what she had tried. You see, it's actually widely misunderstood. The actual number of hours you sleep is fairly meaningless. It's the amount of quality sleep you get, because this is when the body is able to repair and restore itself. Deep sleep actually impacts everything within your body, from your immune system to your heart, brain, memory, and even how fast you age. And most importantly, it's when the body makes and releases certain chemicals and hormones, specifically testosterone, estrogen, and what some like to call the fountain of youth, human growth hormone. All of which have a massive effect on the composition of the human body. There is a little-known secret in Hollywood, but they all supplement with these hormones. That superhuman physique you see on the movie screen is built with testosterone and HGH. The actress, seemingly perpetually youthful, is taking estrogen and HGH. The profound effect these natural hormones have on your physique, aging, and general well-being cannot be understated. And vice versa. When you have an imbalance of hormones, your body ages prematurely and you will gain weight. I showed Dr. Henry my research about sleep disruption by mobile devices and how it causes obesity. But why is it that some people are not affected by this, I asked. Your research is 100% correct, he said. Not all people are fat. Everyone knows that one annoyingly slim friend or family member that can eat whatever they want and never gain an ounce. Yet when you so much as look at a piece of food, you gain 5 pounds. In fact, there is no secret. These studies prove that some people are just more resilient to the sleep-disrupting blue light given off by electronic devices than others that get rapid weight gain. And the older you get, the less your body can handle the stress. And as we know, the bigger you are, the more chance you have of deadly health conditions like heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and even cancer, which kill millions every year. I showed Dr. Henry Professor Anwar's recipe and the peer-reviewed studies by top universities. What do you think of this, I asked. I've heard of some of these herbs, he said, but I have never seen them mixed like this before. It all makes sense from a scientific perspective, but you would have to try it and see. I was so excited. I wanted to get started with this powerful, life-changing recipe straight away. I felt like I'd struck gold, but there was only one problem. I didn't know where to source the high-quality tropical herbs, and more importantly, test them to make sure they were 100% pure for maximum potency. I spent many weeks and searched high and low, but in the end, after spending over $2,000, I didn't have a day's worth of the recipe. I needed help, and there was only one guy I knew with this type of expertise, Dr. Henry. Andy, he said, I'd love to help. In fact, I have a full team of the best doctors and health experts under my supervision that can assist too. Over the next few weeks, Dr. Henry and his team sourced every ingredient on the list, tested and verified with third-party laboratories to be safe and of the highest purity. Dr. Henry's team even suggested a few more safe natural ingredients that would work in synergy for a more potent boost. First recommended by Head of Research Dr. Thomas, Inulin powder, a natural type of prebiotic beneficial for a type of gut bacteria that actually tells your body to stop eating. Researchers at Imperial College London found that supplementing with inulin not only reduced cravings for junk food, but also made them eat smaller portions. Taking inulin daily can also help improve the quality of your sleep. In one study, participants who took inulin woke less during the night and spent more time in deep sleep. Another study found women who regularly consumed inulin reported improved sleep quality and less fatigue throughout the day. That's why Dr. Thomas decided to add double the dose of inulin for maximum effect. The second, recommended by Chief Medical Officer Professor Lim from Singapore, black cohosh root, a perennial herb native to North America. A double-blind, placebo-controlled study found black cohosh had huge sleep benefits for adults, with increased sleep efficiency and less waking after sleep onset. It's also used to treat anxiety, pain, and even menopausal symptoms. And lastly, number 3, lutein, a naturally occurring formidable antioxidant recommended by Dr. Young from Japan. He told Dr. Henry about a little-known study from France that shows lutein acts as a filter for sleep-disrupting blue light exposure and actually fights the free radical damage brought on by blue light exposure. It also reduces bad cholesterol, and best of all, it rejuvenates and repairs old cells, including the appearance of aging skin. Pretty amazing, right? Dr. Henry and his team spent almost a full year testing, analyzing, and reformulating our blue light-busting magical superfoods. The result? A super potent combination over 6 times as strong as the original recipe. Taken at the right time of day, this fat-melting supplement would reset your body's circadian rhythm, allowing you to fall into a deep and restful sleep while your body reverses the damage that decades of being overweight and interrupted sleep has caused. His team then sourced bulk orders of each ingredient from licensed and trusted suppliers from the Nukumanu Islands and around the world to secure the very best prices. As soon as the first batch arrived, Sarah took her first dose just before bed. The results? Well, they were more than spectacular. In just 3 days, she had higher energy, better mood, and felt an increased zest for life. And by the end of the first week, she'd lost over 5 pounds. She hadn't made a single change to her lifestyle, didn't do any exercise, didn't change her diet, still eating all the delicious foods like pizza and cookies she loved so much. How was this possible? Maybe it was the placebo effect, I rationalized, and she was going to regain the lost weight quickly. Yet by the end of the second week, she dropped another 7 pounds. Every day she would wake up and another 1 to 2 pounds had dropped off her at an incredible speed. I was actually worried she was losing weight too fast. But Dr. Henry assured me that it was perfectly fine. And in a matter of weeks, she'd go on to lose an incredible 67 pounds of stubborn fat from her face, belly, arms, hips, and thighs, going from this to this amazing lady I'm proud to call my wife. The Sarah I knew and loved was back. Every morning she told me how refreshed she felt. The aches and pains were gone and she felt alert and alive. Her face looked younger and more radiant than it had been in at least a decade. And the excess belly, arm, legs, and hip fat that had plagued her for so long had gone. Her body looked like she was 21 again, and people noticed. She was showered with compliments from friends and family, and instead of wanting to hide away from the world, she felt confident to show off her new slim and toned body. And not only did Sarah love her new slim-toned body, but she loved mine too, because I used this simple hack on myself to drop 8 inches from my waist and reveal the abs again I hadn't seen in years, while still enjoying my favorite beers and food. It's like being high school sweethearts all over again. We can barely keep our hands off each other, revitalizing our lives and bringing that spark back to our marriage that had been sorely missing. It all seems so simple now. After years of struggle, failure, and lies from weight loss gurus, just one small drink before bed has completely changed our lives. The only thing you'll be worried about is which figure-hugging outfit you'll be going to wear that day. When Dr. Henry saw us again, he was astonished at our transformations. In fact, he barely recognized Sarah. "You look amazing," he said. "And what's even better is your blood markers are all now within normal ranges. You've lost over 60 pounds since we last met. That's about 6 dress sizes, and your blood pressure and cholesterol levels are like that of a 21-year-old. And your resting heart rate is only 55, similar to that of a professional athlete. Best of all, your test results show that you are sleeping at 96% efficiency. And that's why your health and weight have made such extraordinary reversals. Imagine how you will feel when your results are the same." After so many years of despair, we both felt like our lives were starting again. I was convinced it was a miracle. God had blessed us by revealing the most amazing health formula ever. I wanted to share it with the world. But Dr. Henry said we needed more proof that it would work for every overweight man and woman the same way it had worked for Sarah and me. He organized a clinical study of 2,578 men and women from 18 to 80, ranging from 30 pounds to 250 pounds overweight. Each participant was given several months' worth of our product and told to take it with a glass of water each night before bed. The results came in thick and fast and were more incredible than any of us could have ever imagined. Every single participant had amazing results and their cravings vanished. The average weight loss in the group was 53 pounds. And 95% lost at least 25 pounds. Most experienced increased energy, a reduction in aches and pains, lower stress levels, better mood, enhanced sex drive and performance, greatly improved blood sugar, lower blood pressure, and improved cardiovascular health. Several of them could even see their abs for the first time ever. The formula had actually worked on everyone. Regardless of how much they had to lose, their metabolism, their genetics, their previous failed attempts at trying to lose weight. In fact, the best results seemed to be for those who struggled the most in the past, because many months later the weight stayed off. Most of the participants described our product as life-changing. They felt complete freedom for the first time in decades and were able to eat whatever they wanted without worries for the first time in their lives.
That feeling you get when you look in the mirror and see yourself shrinking daily before your eyes is incredible. I've lost 35 pounds, and for the first time in my life, I've actually started to love myself.
I've lost 6 inches from my belly, my arms are toned, and my double chin has disappeared. After failing so many times before, I wasn't sure I could do it. But this has actually felt effortless. Taking back control of my life is the best feeling ever.
42 pounds lost in 6 weeks. My energy's through the roof, and I'm able to play with my grandkids again and go on long walks with my wife without getting out of breath. I'm finally enjoying life again, and still able to eat all my favorite foods.
Here, we had a natural, clinically proven treatment for addressing even the worst cases of uncontrolled belly fat. It contains no harmful chemicals, doesn't require a prescription, and works automatically, not only for Sarah, but for me, our friends and family, generations of Nukamanus, and now I knew it would work for everyone else too. That's why I'm sharing this incredible discovery with you here today. I want you to be our next amazing success story. And one day, hopefully, we'll be able to turn this powerful natural remedy into the standard treatment for obesity. Instead of all those harmful, ineffective medications that are being overprescribed daily and countless exercise and nutrition plans that just don't work, I figure that to make people sit up and take notice, I'll need to get as many life-changing stories as possible. Your success is my only weapon against the big pharma companies who are undoubtedly going to try hard to stop us because they can't patent any of the natural ingredients in this formula. So trying to replicate it doesn't make any sense. It would end up costing them billions in lost profits they made by treating the symptoms and consequences rather than the root cause. We are an absolute nightmare for them. I know that they're going to do whatever they can to shut us down, blocking us from getting into the pharmacies and health food shops. That's why we've decided not to delay another day and make the formula available on this site right now. Because today, I'm excited to introduce Sleepline. It's the most powerful and effective natural weight loss supplement in the world. The first ever all-natural treatment that targets the actual root cause of excess belly fat and accelerated aging from blue light exposure and deep sleep disruption. In fact, we're so confident that it's going to be a game changer that we took our whole life savings and found a highly reputable natural health supplement manufacturer to mass produce it for us. They are both GMP certified and FDA registered, and everything is made here in the US to guarantee the highest possible levels of purity, potency, and safety. We source the best quality ingredients in plant extracts and manage to formulate them into an easy-to-swallow capsule that you can take before bed. And we ship it straight to your door. Sleepline is non-GMO and doesn't contain any dangerous stimulants or toxins. Because, to be honest, you should never take risks when it comes to your health. And that's why we won't cut any corners. Losing weight with Sleepline is so simple and much more effective than any exercise or diet plan being pushed by the so-called fitness experts and nutritionists. Imagine never having to endure the pain and frustrations of yo-yo dieting and depriving yourself of your favorite foods again. Imagine how it's going to feel when your friends are green with envy at your incredible body transformation, begging you for your secret. Just imagine for a second, truly let yourself feel what that would be like. How much would that be worth? $10,000? $100,000? $1 million? It is, of course, not something that you can put a price tag on because the results are priceless. But trust me, I'm not in this to make money. I truly want to help as many people as possible, God willing. But for this formula to work, the ingredients need to be of the highest quality. So to keep the price low and to be able to cover my costs, as well as getting this message out to as many people and as quickly as possible, I'm willing to let you have it today at the lowest price possible. So you're not going to need to pay anything like $10,000. You won't even have to pay the $600 that a business consultant suggested was fair, or even half of that. The amount I charge for a 1-month supply of Sleep Lean is just $297. But instead of you paying that amount today, I'm going to do something that's somewhat risky. You see, although $297 is more than a fair price, especially when you consider that many customers have told us that without all those cravings, they are saving more than that alone in food costs every month. But I know the fear, pain, and helplessness of watching your loved ones gain pound after pound and not being able to do anything to help. And that's something I don't want others to experience. You see, the last thing I want is for anyone else to needlessly suffer like Sarah did for so long, just for the reason of not being able to afford this solution. So I'm not going to ask you for $297. I'm not even going to ask you for half of that. In fact, right now, on this page only, you can grab your supply of Sleep Lean for less than the price of a cup of coffee per day. But before you secure your supply, I need to make something very clear. To see the best health-changing benefits and maximum weight loss results, you're going to want to take Sleep Lean for at least 90 days straight. That's because after so many years of your body being overloaded with blue light and sleep disruption, it will need enough time to properly adjust, fight the inflammation, rebalance your hormones, and reset your circadian rhythm. And because I can't promise how long I'll be able to keep it at today's price, I would hate when you come back to order your next 30-day supply, you'll find that either the price has gone up, or even worse, that the big corporations have somehow managed to close me down. So I strongly suggest that you secure enough to last you for 90 days at the very least. And if you're smart and order a 3 or 6 month supply, I'm also going to give you 2 incredible bonus ebooks with a combined worth of $85 absolutely free. Bonus number 1, the revolutionary anti-aging blueprint. Kickstart your weight loss journey and reverse the aging process with our actionable blueprint for youthful skin, mind, and body. With 15 extraordinary anti-aging smoothie recipes using everyday ingredients from your kitchen. Plus, discover the must-have skincare product some call the elixir of youth that has been scientifically proven to reduce wrinkles, improves complexion, and reverse the signs of aging in a matter of days. An odd but highly effective alcohol antioxidant trick. A special tea that helps reverse DNA damage from the sun and combats several signs of aging. And the number one thing you must avoid like the plague if you want to regain your youthful looks. And a whole lot more. Next, bonus number 2, bulletproof confidence. With your new body comes a new mentality. In this book, we reveal a simple 10-second technique to give you complete confidence even in a room full of strangers. One simple trick that you can do right now to feel at ease in business, romance, or any other areas of your life. Plus, an easy-to-learn daily technique to fill your mind with positive thoughts and feelings and remove any self-doubt and negativity instantly. Even a way to enhance your performance and take your life to a whole new level. All that and more. I promise you are going to love these incredible free bonuses. And what's more, if you decide to order 6 bottles today, our most recommended package, you're not only going to get the bonuses, I'm also going to drop the price even further for you and throw in free shipping for good measure. The prices you see now are not guaranteed beyond tonight. The last thing I want is for you to come back in a few hours and see higher prices, or worse, an out-of-stock sign. That's why 94% of people order 6 bottles at a time so they can secure the best savings for themselves and their close friends and family and start dissolving fat as they sleep right away. I hate to say this, but the clock is ticking. It's going to be very costly to fight the big corporations. So you'll need to act now to guarantee you won't be paying more, which makes this one of the easiest decisions of your life. But again, I urge you to act now to secure your supply with this deal. Sleep Lean is so effective that word is starting to spread extremely fast. Men and women all across the world are now discovering this amazing formula for themselves, and most are ordering a long-term supply just in case. Not just losing fat in the short term, but keeping it off for good, detoxifying their system, and returning their body to its former glory. It's incredibly satisfying for me to receive so many thank you letters and before and after pictures. And that's why demand is looking like it could start to outpace supply. The high-quality ingredients are not easy to source, so stock could run out with very little notice. And when it does, it could be 6 months or even longer before we're able to get more. I would hate for that to happen to you, because once you finally start to shed that unwanted body fat and reveal the sexy figure that lies underneath, the last thing you want to see when you come back to the site is an out-of-stock message. I promise it's not a risk worth taking, so make sure you secure enough today so that you don't have that worry. As soon as you place your order, we'll get your supply in the mail immediately. You'll be able to start right away. Simply take 2 capsules of Spirulina with water before you go to bed and watch as your body transforms before your eyes. Your clothes will feel looser after the first week. You will feel lighter than before, and your midsection will have already started to look smaller. Energy levels will return, and those aches and pains will soon be a thing of the past. Your friends and family will wonder what in the world you've been doing to achieve such an incredible transformation. And that's why this is one of the easiest decisions of your life. Right now, while you're on this page, Spirulina has been reserved for you. But if you leave, someone else will be given your quota. So it's imperative that you act now to secure your order. Below this video, you'll see 3 incredible money-saving options. Just select your package and proceed to our 256-bit 100% secure order page that looks exactly like this. If you leave this page without securing your order, I can't promise you'll see this opportunity again. So do the right thing for yourself and your loved ones and choose your package below this video right now. And don't worry, this is a one-time payment with no subscriptions or hidden charges. I dislike those things as much as you do. But to avoid disappointment, you're going to need to act fast. Click below to secure your package. Don't let the low price today fool you. Spirulina is extremely powerful, and I'm convinced it will work for you as it has for the 125,820 others who have tried it. But I get if you're a little skeptical. I completely understand. I was too at first. After all, we've been lied to and manipulated our entire lives into believing that diet and exercise are the only paths to losing weight, because of course the billion-dollar weight loss industry will never tell you that there's a quick, easy, and natural way to burn belly fat and curb hunger. So here's what I'm going to do for you. To prove how confident I am that this formula will work for you, and so you have absolutely no risk, I'm prepared to back your order with a 100% satisfaction guarantee that works like this. If within 90 days you are unhappy with your results, I'll give you every cent of your money back. That's right. Send me an email and I'll pay you every cent back, no questions asked, even if the bottle is completely empty. I'll even let you keep the 2 bonus books worth $85 as a big thank you for giving Spirulina a try. All you have to do to secure your discount and take advantage of this amazing risk-free deal is choose your package below right now and take back control over your body to become the new you. It has already helped 125,820 ordinary people to transform their waist size, energy levels, health, and lives. People like Laura from Pennsylvania. Laura was so excited with her results, she reached out and asked us to share her story.
As a working mother of 3, finding time to take care of myself was always a challenge. But when I discovered this, everything changed. In just a few weeks, I've shed 26 pounds. I feel lighter on my feet and my joints feel supple. Decades younger. My self-esteem's at an all-time high too. I can't recommend it enough to anyone looking for a fast and effective weight loss solution. I feel amazing.
I've been struggling with my weight for years, trying various diets and exercise routines with no success. My friend suggested I give this a try, and it has completely transformed my life. I've lost an incredible 52 pounds so far. I couldn't be happier. My energy levels have soared. I feel more confident than ever. This truly is a game changer.
I am thrilled. 48 pounds of weight loss. Now I know why all my previous weight loss attempts did not work. And with this, the weight came off pretty fast. And I know it's gonna be permanent, which is the most important thing. This is the most incredible feeling in the world. And believe me, you can do it too.
If you still haven't taken action yet, then you might not know it right now, but you are at an important crossroads in your life. You can choose to go down two very different paths. One that leads to a lifetime of energy and passion, where you'll love your new body and turn heads wherever you go, feeling proud when you look in the mirror, and where you no longer suffer complicated diets, rigorous exercise programs, or unnecessary health complications. The other, you can continue down the same old path you have always been on. So listen closely to your options so that you can make the choice that's right for you. Option number 1. Choose to do exactly what the mainstream health industry wants. Keep on dieting, exercising, and perhaps losing a bit of weight just to regain the lost pounds shortly after. If you go for this option, keep in mind that you'll never be able to just eat what you want. And you'll most likely never break free of the cycle of yo-yo dieting and endless amounts of frustration and self-doubt. That's the way the weight loss industry is set up. They don't want you to reach your goals because that way, you'll keep spending hundreds or even thousands of dollars on their expensive products. I bet you already know the outcome of taking this option because you've experienced it many times before. That feeling of hopelessness, of being trapped in a body you hate, of feeling guilty because you're not grinding away hour upon hour every week in the gym, wondering why it's so hard for you to obtain, and most importantly, maintain that slim and sexy figure. That feeling of getting heavier and more exhausted week after week, wondering why you've lost that youthful body and zest for life. I know you don't want that. The average American spends $111,500 over their lifetime in an attempt to lose weight. And that's just the financial cost. The terrible impact on confidence, energy levels, health, and relationships is even worse. So would you truly want to take a risk just to save a few dollars? Because the truth is, if you've made it this far through my message, I know you're sick of being a prisoner to your unwanted stomach and body fat, of pretending you're okay with how you are right now, even though you know that you're not. Yearning for that slender figure of your youth. And the reality is that it may even get worse if you don't take action right now. Your arms and legs could expand even more until you can't wear your favorite blouse or pants. Nobody has the right to judge someone else, but the reality is this is the world we live in. Comments like, "Wow, you've really let yourself go," and snide remarks about your weight cut deep. It can suck the soul from you as quickly as the weight is piled on. I know, I saw it happen with Sarah. Which is why I urge you to take a second and seriously consider choosing option number 2. Because let's face it, this is the only real option you have. All you have to do is invest a one-time payment in Sleep Lean today and put the formula to a risk-free test for 90 days. Just imagine what you'll look like in just a few weeks from now. You'll be standing in front of your mirror with a tape measure in your hands and a smile on your face that won't disappear. Your stomach, arms, and hips so lean, you'll think it's not your body. You'll have to pinch yourself to prove it's really you. Imagine how good that will feel. No more shame or guilt over another failed exercise or diet plan. No more worrying about following bland and boring diets or waving your favorite foods goodbye. No more low energy levels that zap you of your zest for life and hurt your relationships with the people that you care about the most. No more feeling disgusted about what your partner thinks of you or of your expanded midsection when you look in the mirror. And no more counting calories or trying useless fads. You've already gone through almost this entire message, so it's clear you're serious about getting in the best shape and health of your life. But the decision is yours. Now, we're being honest and open with each other, and I don't want you to miss out. So if you want to opt for the smart decision, click a package below to place your order. Once again, the shipping today is totally free for all 6-bottle orders, and you won't be enrolled in an automatic billing subscription or anything similar. Also, remember that you are covered by our 90-day money-back guarantee. So even if you're not thrilled with your new slim and sexy figure after you finish your supply, simply let us know for a full and immediate refund. That's why there is no risk here, and there is no way you can go wrong. So if you want to get that slim and slender figure that catches eyes wherever you go, that turns your friends green with envy, then I urge you to select your package by clicking a Buy Now button below before supplies run out. I can't wait to hear about your success. Still here? You probably have some questions. That's totally understandable. These are some of the most common ones our customers ask. What kind of results can I expect from SleepLean? I'd like to categorize the results into 3 stages. First, you'll feel much better overall. Increased energy, clearer thoughts, reduced inflammation, fewer aches and pains, and better sleep. Think back a decade or 2. That's how you'll feel again. Second, you'll look better. Your skin and face will look brighter and healthier. Your fine lines and wrinkles will start to vanish. Finally, SleepLean will help you get rid of that excess body fat and keep it off. I'm positive this formula is the secret to a slim and sexy figure for everybody. Your current situation doesn't matter. Whether you have 10, 50, or more than 100 pounds to lose is irrelevant. How long will it take to see results? Everybody is different, and that's why the time it takes to get results varies. What I can tell you is that most people notice their clothes feel looser after just the first week. Their belly also starts to look smaller, and they begin to feel lighter. And the longer you use SleepLean, the better your results tend to become. In most cases, friends and family will start to beg you for your secret before just 60 days. What is inside SleepLean? SleepLean is made up of a proprietary blend of 8 natural ingredients proven to target the root cause of unexplained weight gain from blue light exposure and lack of NREM sleep. They are Valyan Root, Humulus Lupulus, Griffonia simplifolia or 5-HTP, Berberine, Spirulina blue, black Cohosh, Lutein, and Inulin powder. What if it doesn't work? If you're skeptical, I understand. I was too. But I am 100% sure that SleepLean will work for you the same way it's already worked for 125,820 others. Still, I know the only way you're going to be totally convinced is by trying this amazing formula and experiencing the incredible transformation for yourself. That's why I want you to feel completely comfortable when you order today. So just try SleepLean out, and if you're not totally thrilled with the results, simply email me for a full and courteous refund, no questions asked. How can something so powerful be safe? What are the side effects? SleepLean is an all-natural formula that contains only ingredients that are completely safe. We've not experienced a single negative side effect yet after having tens of thousands of people taking it. And to ensure the highest quality and safety standards, everything is manufactured here in the United States. In other words, you can rest assured that what you're getting is fully compliant with GMP safety standards. How do I take SleepLean? Simply take 2 capsules with water every day before you sleep. That's all there is to it. With that, you'll get a powerful dose of all the potent fat-burning nutrients while you sleep. Can I buy SleepLean at my local supplement shop? Is it available anywhere else? You can't find SleepLean in stores or anywhere else yet, only on this page. What if I lose the weight too fast? I know it can be exciting to see the results you've desired for so long, and it's especially delightful to see such results quickly. But some people who take SleepLean lose weight faster than they hoped, and if that's the case for you, simply take 1 capsule instead of 2. I know SleepLean is backed by science, but are you sure it'll work for me? SleepLean contains ingredients that are proven to work regardless of whether you're 20, 40, or 80, and no matter your weight or background. So yes, I'm 100% sure this will work for you. That's why I'm letting you try this breakthrough formula completely risk-free. It's simple. If within 90 days you are not totally thrilled with your results, let me know and you'll receive every invested penny back even if the bottle is empty. That's why it's a no-brainer. You simply have nothing to lose except for unwanted body fat. Doesn't that sound fair? So go ahead and experience these amazing results for yourself. Don't delay. Click below to claim your package now.